Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Vaker mod, which is being made by user VigVam33. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is a fun new sci-fi melee weapon in the form of the Vaker. And you guys know me, I'm not a huge fan of melee in this game, but the blade just looks so good, I couldn't help but take a look. So let's have a gander at what we do get here in the Pip-Boy, and the standard Vaker is a pretty awesome looking weapon here. Very sci-fi looking, of course, and only gets more sci-fi looking when you add in some of the texture modifications that we do have available. But all in all, it's very nicely textured and modeled and just looks pretty darn great. Now, as for the stats on this, it will do 24 base damage with a speed of medium and a weight of 3. And on the subject of modifications, we have a fair few options here, which takes this blade from, frankly, a fairly early game blade all the way up to being very useful in even end game. So very nice to have those things, though you guys can probably already see the damage modifier there, and if you've watched me for a while, you know my opinion on those. I'm not a huge fan, but if you want to use them, have at it and enjoy. Now, as for where you get one of these lovely things, well, there is one Vaker in the world just north of Sanctuary up around here. But if you don't feel like wandering north of Sanctuary, you can, well, just go to any chemistry station in the world and build your own Vaker for a mere 3 aluminum, 2 ceramic, 2 copper, 1 crystal, 2 fiberglass, 4 screws, and 2 steel, as well as, of course, rank 1 in science. And all in all, it's just a cool blade, and what makes it even more fun, for me at least, because I like lore reasons, is the mod maker came up with a little idea as to why it's here, and that's basically that this blade was a prototype weapon made by the Chinese military pre-war, and just one of them, the one north of here, happened to find its way to the Commonwealth. So that's pretty nice. I always do like having those sorts of reasons as to why they exist in-game. Let's head over to the weapon workbench and have a gander at the different modifications we do get. Now, the first category is sort of a damage category, where you can have either mod A, B, C, or D, with A being the standard, B increasing the damage, C increasing the damage more and adding a bleeding effect, and D adding electrical damage to it, which is always nice to have. Now, next we have the damage modifier, which, as mentioned, I'm not a huge fan of. At least since there's no requirements, it just kind of feels cheaty to me. If there was requirements here, I'd actually be okay with it. But we can go from 0%, the standard, all the way up to 999% damage increase, making this very valuable in endgame. But if you do want to make life more difficult for yourself, you can even lower the damage by 15, 30, or 50%, whatever you desire. And then next we have a legendary upgrade category where you can add some, though not all, of the different upgrades that do exist legendary-wise in the game. So we have nothing by default, but we can add Berserker, Bloodied, Cavalier, Enraging, Furious, Instigating, Lucky Weapon, Penetrating, Staggering, and that's enhanced. So some fun options there. And finally, we have the texture category, where you can change it from the standard Dark Horse to Archangel, Ghost Rider, the Grendel, the Light of the Dead, Outrider, Saharan, Snobbin, Spartan, and Verdant. All of which are truly wonderful textures. I really do like them, and honestly, I don't think I can pick a favorite between these things. Probably my closest is either the Verdant and the Light of the Dead, but honestly, they all just look so good that they're great. Now, that's it for the modifications, so let's head out into the world where normally with weapon mods I'd, shoot over here because they're guns and you gotta shoot bullets, but these are melee weapons. So that means straight over to our targets of Randy and Will, because, I mean, come on, how else are you gonna test a melee weapon? So let's actually use the Furious Blade on Will and the Vat Enhanced on Randy. I think that will be good. So that means we just gotta get across the water here and take down the mongrel. Hi, Will, how are you? And, oh boy, come back. Why are you running away? And kill. And there we go. 1 slash, 2 slashes, and finally, there we go. He is dead. Excellent. Oh, that poor beautiful blade is all bloody now. No. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Alright, so over to the Vat Enhanced for Randy the Radstag up here. Hopefully we can get on him before he runs away. And Q! Take him down. And there we go. Considering how upgraded this one is, a single slash, and he's down. Oh, poor Randy, I'm sorry. But it was for science. Weapons and science. Well, yes, that is the Vaker mod. A really cool little blade for you to add into the game with a fun selection of different textures and damage upgrades for you to enjoy. So if you would like to have a look at this mod for yourself, which I would certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that is gonna be it for today. I hope you have enjoyed and that you do come back for the next, but until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one!